So here we are in the kitchen. We're just preparing food for the puppy to eat, and we've got the Royal Canin biscuit here. We've got a little bit of raw food and a tin. This is the only tin that we use because it's got pumpkin in. You will get one of these from us, but it's available at Pets for Homes. So everything you'll get from us.
Oh, for cool.
And here we go. So the puppies are feeding 3 times a day, and first of all we're soaking the biscuits with hot water.
Just cover the biscuit.
Just covering the biscuit. Puppies are gradually eating more and more solid biscuits, but is to soak the biscuits still at the moment. Semi-soak.
Semi-soak. It's not that we're giving in the every feeding both of this. It's just one time is, for example, core, 1 per day, and twice per day is this raw chicken which we're adding to the food.
It's just as a taster to get them to make sure that they eat, and whatever they don't eat is to throw away after about 15 minutes, because all the food must always be fresh.
And we come back when this biscuit is semi-soaked, because at the moment it's soaking. This takes a couple minutes, and we show you what's next to do.
So here we are a few minutes later. Biscuits are now semi-soaked. So we're just going to make up the food. We're going to tip that in a bowl and add a little bit of a teaser for the puppy to make sure that they eat. And as I said before, this is core. It's got pumpkin seed in.
It's about for one puppy.
And that's really good for the puppy. Or maybe another meal, you might mix up biscuit and little treat as the raw. So we're mixing up 2 meals here really. This is really good. It comes in this pack. If you decide to feed raw all the time and nothing else, you can order this from ProDog. You get this out the night before, it defrosts, and then you can divide it up into your feed in the morning. But here we go.
And that is about 1 puppy. Of course, can give a little bit less meat, yes, for example that, but that is up to you. 1 puppy is bigger, 1 puppy is smaller, 1 eat more, 1 eat less. And when the puppy wipe the bowl, that means it still needs something more. It's better to throw away the food as give not enough. And then, for example, that's probably too much for one feeding, but I just
So there we go. That might be your morning feed at breakfast, 7 o'clock, and then this might be your feed at midday at 12 o'clock.
And on top, I at the moment adding couple dry biscuit. That the puppy eat the dry biscuit. They have choice to eat because they can. On the night time, this is 2 feeding. For example, morning. That's for example lunch.
And then you've got 1 more in the evening about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So you've got 3 feeds.
My suggestion the raw food better as the
and then before we go to bed,
after their last
meal, we give them.
What we do? We add just sprinkle of the water. And then we add some biscuits, just like that.
And we leave that in the pen for the puppy, and they graze on that throughout the night.
That's soaked. That's a little bit soaked, because it's not, because if you add a little bit water, that's going to soak. That is not dry. And in morning should be empty.
Yes, and that you don't have to get up in the night. It keeps them quiet. Gives them something to do.
Feeding the puppy at night anyway, but they are not howling. You can sleep.
Yes.
But when you're feeding the puppy, you leave them.
Oh yes, when you're feeding the puppy, you leave them to eat, because if you stay there, they just want to play with you and they won't eat. So is to put the food down, leave them, and go back to them 15, maybe 10 minutes later, just to check that they've finished everything. Take the bowl away or add more if they've polished it off. And that's it.
Do you have any questions?
Any questions?
Stevie is happy to answer.
He's always to ask. See ya.